Hello, and welcome back to the Everyday Elizabethan. Today we are taking an in-depth look at William Shakespeare, with special regards to one of my all-time favorites, Romeo and Juliet. It is said that this famous play did not come from the mind of the great Shakespeare himself, but instead was inspired by English poet Arthur Brooke's poem, The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet. But even Arthur Brooke did not dream up this story. In fact, Brooke was reportedly influenced by the French translation of Juliet e Romeo, a story written by an Italian author by the name of Matteo Bandello. However, Romeo and Juliet is so inspiring, even more stories influenced by this play have sprung up. Caitlin is here with two famous actors who have worked closely with Shakespeare to tell us about it. Over to you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Madison. Today, we welcome Nathaniel and Daniela, two actors responsible for bringing Shakespeare's vision to life.
Good day, and thank you for having us on this lovely day.
Yes, thank you. Of course, it's my pleasure. Have you guys both read the original play by William Shakespeare?
Oh, of course. It's what we live by. My book, or script shall I say, is completely battered.
I like to call it well-loved.
That's a great way to look at it. What's it like working in this industry?
Well, it's difficult at times, especially with the traveling, and my throat always hurts.
Why is that?
Well, there are no microphones like this one, and there are very large crowds of average villagers who save up to come to these shows. They're surprisingly tough critics.
Yes, I saw the comments in Playwrights today. How about you? What is it like for you?
Well, I actually have a secret. I'm a man. It's not Daniela. It's Daniel.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. Why would you keep that a secret?
Well, you see, only men are allowed to act and work in this industry. So men like me are forced to put on costumes and play the female roles.
Well, all right then. Moving on. Do you feel like the original plot and themes of the play are reflected accurately by the movie adaptation?
Well, there are many adaptations, as you know. The one starring Leonardo DiCaprio is a great reflection of the plot.
Yes, he makes a great Romeo. Maybe he'll win an Oscar.
Well, we'll see about that. I also know that West Side Story is a very popular adaptation.
Yeah, West Side Story is another extremely well-known twist on the famous story, with its still relevant commentary on race and class in America.
Don't forget our favorite, Romeo and Juliet. A cartoon that through comedy portrays the famous love story in a way kids can understand.
Well, clearly, there are so many other different interpretations. Some have gained more fame than others. However, new versions continue to be produced, creating modern-day spin-offs on a classic love story.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. Now, we're going to go over to Eva, who has managed to score an interview with the man himself, William Shakespeare.
Hello, I'm here reporting to you live with the William Shakespeare.
Good morrow. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
The pleasure is all mine, sir. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask a few questions so our viewers can get to know the man behind the magic a little better.
Well, of course.
All right then. Now, when and where were you born?
I was born in Stratford-upon-Avon in the United Kingdom on April 23rd, 1564.
Very interesting. And what were your parents' names?
My mother's name is Mary Arden, and my father's name was John Shakespeare.
And from what I've been told, you have a wife and children?
Yes, at 18 I married Anne Hathaway. My favorite quote to describe our relationship is, "Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is waiting to keep it painted blind." We have two daughters named Susanna and Judith, and Judith, unfortunately, she had a twin brother, but he died at a very young age.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Now, what have you done for a living?
I have been an actor, a playwright, and a partner in a leading acting company.
And how did you get into acting as well as become a successful playwright?
Well, my father was a leading Stratford citizen, and this allowed me to attend Stratford's grammar school. And the school's curriculum consisted of an intense emphasis on the Latin classics, including memorization, writing, and the acting classic Latin plays. And this really helped spark my passion for writing and acting.
And what were some of your most popular works?
I would say Romeo and Juliet is definitely one of the more popular ones. It was written in 1595, as well as Hamlet and Macbeth. They were also very popular.
Yes, I do love that one about Romeo and Juliet, as well as the others too.
Why, thank you, kind lady.
All right, that's all for today.